Danny started a podcast with Shampoo.
Yeah, he finally started his own show
But
instead of trying
He started a weekly podcast.
Did he call and ask Flip if it was okay? Like he
Well,
did
that's
with us?
the thing. So, like, no, a lot of the times we want to harp in and we want to double down on Joe being a manipulator and things of that nature. Danny and Flip have the most beat. Flip is like one of the most consistent people saying, I'm going to pull up to your house. I know where you work. I know your job. I know what everything, right? Flip and Shampoo don't fuck with each other. This is all a chess move. Like, because, okay, let's be real. Like,
what is Joe Budden created?
Exactly. So like, let's be real. Like, I don't 100%. I asked Danny. I said, "Why did you do a podcast with Shampoo?" I will say too, I did enjoy this podcast. So Shampoo is a guy that like used to call into like Howard Stern a lot.
The Breakfast Club.
He's kind of the Breakfast Club. He's kind of like a famous caller of radio shows.
It's only a couple of them.
Yeah. So Star, Howard Stern, Breakfast Club, and then I think Star is the one that hooked him up with Flip. Flip had him on the show. Flip is the reason that he's up at Joe Budden. Flip was, and when I say Flip had him on the show, I meant like on his own personal channel. Then also brought him over to the thing, right? But I know a lot of talk and a lot of things like, and I can understand it's just your personal story. Like Danny will say things like, "Yeah, but Joe's a manipulator," and it's like, yeah, but what was this move though? Like this move is with a op of somebody that you mutually beef with. Yeah. You're beefing with Queenzflip. You starting a whole podcast?
It's the same thing.
Danny's done a lot of interviews. You've agreed to come weekly with this nigga?
And
that sounds crazy to me. That seems crazy. Like of all the people, like I can see the Talk FNF podcast launching before this one.
I mean, it's crazy because in the sense that you're calling somebody a manipulator, but you're doing the same. You're being hypocritical.
Let's look at the comments.
Right?
Let's look at the comments real quick because the comments agree. Yeah, zoom all the way in. The comments was cooking niggas.
I saw a few going both ways.
Yeah,
it was a few going both.
This is a crazy chessboard. Bro stole Flip's talent. I love it. Flip didn't let the ball fall right through Danny's hand. Joe can't be happy about this. Who's gonna make a YouTube page about Danny potting technique?
Us.
Yeah, it's already here, baby. After beefing with Flip, he stole his man's. Yo, Danny, you're a wild dude. The disclaimer had me rolling here. You're strategic and cutthroat.
Yeah, nah, he's getting some type of weird appraisal for this on some levels. I don't know. I'm just glad he finally started his own show instead of trying to usurp my shit.
Usurp? What you mean?
Usurp, that means, come in and try to take control of.
Yeah, try to start a coup. But it is ironic that Danny tried to do the exact same thing, grab another nigga's host from another nigga's show, and just try to make an original show. But it's just funny.
It's interesting, but
I don't like this show.
Outside of you
don't like it? I wanted to not like it.
I like Shampoo. Shampoo's good. He's cool, but it was regular.
I wanted to not like it, but this shit is funny as fuck because Danny's playing the straight man that's like, oh, well, no, let's not do that over there. And then Shampoo's like, what, man? I was gonna fuck the bitch in the ass.
Right.
And that's good for first episode.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good for first episode.
It actually works.
It does work.
Yeah.
And
something's working for this nigga.
Even if it does work, it's nasty work.
It's
nasty work.
That's
nasty.
The square street dynamic, that shit is cool.
Yeah.
But like, I'm gonna have to keep watching. I wasn't like, I felt like I had to watch this because of my job. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like this is just a regular thing.
So
I would just be chilling and watching.
I don't 100% know how much. First of all, I'm wondering how long this is going to last. Danny has stressed that he doesn't like working with people more than once.
He doesn't. He works too fast by himself to be able to.
He stressed that. So I'm wondering what structure this is going to be. Are you going to do seasons with this? Are you going to do weekly? Like he did say weekly in this, but I'm still wondering about seasons. Because from what I remember, I've heard Danny say more than one time he does not like working with people. So I'm wondering which also like leads me to the manipulator side because I'm like, you don't like working with people. You've stressed this more than once, and now you cracking off with a whole weekly podcast all of a sudden. Like, how much of this is a strategic move just to get information, like background information? One of the clips from this was Shampoo said, I saw Joe going in on his co-host, And that was a clip that Danny was able to use in terms of his content. You know what I mean? So like, are you just using Shampoo in terms of like how long he can give you Joe Budden stories about those times that he was up there, and then once that runs dry, the podcast might run dry?
Did you turn Shampoo into a pawn, Danny?
But even thinking about that, it's like,
I'm looking at you, dude.
It's easy to look. It's easy to look like that. It's easy for it to look that way.
Are these two friends that became friends based on one common enemy?
Exactly.
This is more
so
like
that's already not going to last. That's literally, it's in the Bible.
Well,
like, you can't make friends like that.
Well, Rory and Maul lasted, and we didn't think that was going to last.
But they were
they were very cordial, though. They were very cordial.
Okay, that's a good point.
Very cordial.
They did a show together for years.
Cordial.
True.
But with this, it's almost like, how much does Danny trust? Is his name Shampoo?
Shampoo.
Yo,
I don't want to
that's
keep
not even-
Shampoo.
I don't even think that's his name.
I don't want to keep mispronouncing it, but
He said he wants to go by King.
Yeah.
King.
Yeah, I think his name is King of all something.
Blacks.
So, yeah, King of all blacks.
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't elect this nigga.
Yeah, this nigga's crazy.
King of all blacks.
He is funny as a motherfucker though.
Yeah, no, he's funny.
I can see why him calling into Howard Stern, Breakfast Club, and Star Report makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Koak.
and
I call him Koak.
he's even funnier in contrast to Danny.
It is
Because
it
Danny
makes it
is
even
just
better,
sitting there all
yeah.
straight lacing shit.
The street.
It honestly makes it better. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And I mean, he seems pretty knowledgeable on most of the shit that he talks about too. So as long as Danny has the things to feed him,
Even better, he don't be knowing what the fuck is going on half the time.
Yeah.
So like the fact that like he got to keep asking questions to Danny, like,
Oh, yeah.
when he was on his podcast, and it was funny. It just
good.
made sense.
It was good. I mean, hey, I'm here
He's
for it.
there for the information.
I'm
and he
here
just-
for however long it lasts.
It's well, I mean, look, it's we'll see. Typically, I mean, I've never seen niggas that hated one person and
Come
stayed
together.
friends.
Yeah, no, I
that's
feel, I
usually
feel
what
that
women
too.
do.
I feel that too,
And
for sure.
in my opinion, if I was to do that with a nigga, I wouldn't trust the nigga I'm claiming is my new friend.
You don't know that nigga.
Like if it became friends because we hated a nigga, I wouldn't trust you. I would be cool with you, but I would know in the back of my head, like, I'm friends with this nigga because we both hate a nigga. I can't trust you like a regular person.
Right.
That just
Like
can't
that's
be, it just can't be everything.
It just can't be.
It can't be everything.
It can't be. We can
Thank
meet
God. Well,
but
thank
hating
God
a
that.
nigga.
but not even okay. What?
We can meet hating a nigga, but if that's the only reason we're hanging out together, then it's never gonna work.
Yeah, and it would be worse.
And that's what this is. That's the only reason
Well-
that this is happening is because they hate the nigga.
And that's the thing. I'm at least glad they didn't make it the biggest reason. Like
I don't like that they named the first episode Improper Improv though.
And-
I didn't like
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot of power.
Without
given
making
around.
That
it
was
a-
like,
without making it a big reason, right?
yeah,
Like,
it's
they
If you're
not-
gonna do that, you
You're
might
not
as
even
well.
slick yet.
yeah.
Because
That
if you're
was
gonna
weird.
do that, you
and
might
I mean,
as well
that was
really.
that was the dig. You know what I mean? That was the dig to Flip. But it was just like, if this isn't you pawning Shampoo as just a piece in your game with Flip, then you should have gave this a regular episode name.
Nah, Flip gonna throw a brick through your window, Danny.
You know what I'm saying?
And also, he named like the episode in the beginning before any cool shit was said. He was like, "Yeah, this episode is going to be
Right,
named
right.
Improper
It
Improv."
didn't come up because
within like 5 minutes.
Because even when hit birds cry, like you have to watch it to understand.
Some shit you have to watch.
Because somebody commented like at the top of the premiere on that episode, and they were like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
And
you
it's like-
artsy niggas.
Mm.
It's like,
Yeah.
you have to watch to understand.
You have to watch
but
it.
it makes complete sense when you watch the damn show.
And this was
Yo.
this was the most premeditated podcast I've ever watched.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason why it kind of took me out of it. I just felt like
felt that. I feel
just
you.
felt like it wasn't the most
It
natural.
didn't feel real.
I didn't feel like Danny was even being fully himself. And
Yeah.
that could be because it's the first episode.
Now, go to that Blue Chew ad. Everybody is being themselves on this podcast.
Oh yeah. Is there a marker on it though?
There's a marker
30
for
seconds
this.
for that. Go to that blue chew.
Literally, that was funny.
Nigga,
as
this
hell.
shit is
It was
fucking
funny.
Like it was so funny. We're not even getting the funniest version.
Yeah,
Because
this
there
is-
was a bunch of cuts and edits.
Yeah.
So that
Right,
means
yeah.
he had to stop that nigga's flow. It's crazy. This
just-
never happens.
They're just warming up.
We'll never just like, play the video and then start
Yes.
buffering.
Yeah.
That's
I
rare.
guess it's a good moment to subscribe to the Patreon because we didn't shout it out in the beginning.
Yeah, and subscribe. Hit the like on this video, and subscribe to our video for all you certain percentage of people that aren't watching, that aren't subscribed but watch every week.
And all the bad bitches.
Elliot, I don't think you're subscribed to our channel.
Elliot. 2 T's?
Yeah, 2 T's. You need to subscribe. You need to subscribe.
I don't even want it.
Especially if you're gonna be
he gonna fuck with our demographic.
Especially if you dipping into the 3-0 podcast too. You know what I'm saying?
And if you know that, if you know how to subscribe, you know how to hit the bell.
Right? Yeah, facts.
Hey everybody, this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. Shammy, tell us a bit more about Blue Chew.
Blue Chew, I use it, and there's a lot of tablets out there that you could take that will get you erect and sustain longer, yada, yada, yada. They're at gas station and everything. What makes Blue Chew different for me is that it makes you horny. Very few of them get you in the mood. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, and Cialis. You know Viagra wears away when you eat something?
Oh, okay.
That was the downside of Viagra. It was
Look at that.
If you stay hungry, you can stay hard. Okay. But if you take her out to dinner and it's in gum form,
so it's a bit more ingestible than like its competitor.
Yeah, and you could do it inconspicuous, like you're chewing gum. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Blue Chew. Is a great product. BlueChew.com. They're gonna be one of our sponsors. And I'm looking forward to it.
The good people at Blue Chew, discreet packaging, it gets right to your doorstep, and you can have a good night with whoever that special lady is or whoever you want to hang out with. Thank you to Blue Chew. We'll be right back to the show right now.
Or whoever you want to hang out with.
Yeah, whatever's your twist.
Yeah, the Blue Chew link will be in the link in our description as well too. But yeah, this has potential to be fucking hilarious for sure.
Yeah, we fuck with Danny, so sometimes we play his ads and shit.
Yeah, you know.
But nah, man, shout out to Danny and King. But I don't know.
I don't even know what to call this nigga. Is it King or Shammy?
I'll just keep watching.
Shampoo.
I like Shampoo over King because it's like Shampoo. I never met a nigga named Shampoo.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I've never popped a Viagra either.
Who was bald?
All right, let's